Rovers have a corner. McCabe standing over it. And comfortably dealt with this time. As the shot comes in! Oh, what a screamer! 1-1!
Well, it's absolutely brilliant to be joined by Ryan Thompson, a legend in Shamrock Rovers folklore now. And it's great to see you looking so well, Ryan. You're in Austin at the moment with Austin Bold in the USL, the American League over there. So you're in Texas. How are you enjoying life in Texas?
They say things are bigger in Texas, you know. So no, but for real though, it's amazing here. It's a great city. You know, 2 years ago, I convinced my wife to move here to pursue this new job, and we did. And to be honest, it's probably one of the better cities that I've lived in. I was tempted to say best city, but then I remember Dublin, you know. And,
Very good. Yeah, no, you will not forget your time at Shamrock Rovers.
Never.
In a minute, but you're a player coach now, so you're moving into the coaching side of things with Austin as well. How interesting is that?
No, it is something that I truly enjoy. You know, I've had a great run as a player and still continue to have a great run. You know, but I feel like there is more to me than just, you know, kicking soccer balls around and making saves on the field. You know, I have a passion for teaching, and I have a passion for, you know, just helping people to get better and seeing joy on people's face. And I feel like, you know, my new role, you know, allows me to do that. You know, You know, I'm a passionate guy. You know, everything I do is a lot of passion. So, you know, that the mere fact that I have the ability to use my experience that I've gathered over the years and help someone to achieve their goals or chase their dream, you know, it's something that, you know, my heart has always desired, and I'm glad I'm in that position to do that, you know, both on the youth level and also in the professional level, you know. So it's great.
You've huge experience to bring to the table, you know, all the European action in your time at Shamrock Rovers, obviously your international career with Jamaica, and having played widely in America as well. So you have a lot to teach, I'm sure. Just in terms of what's going on there at the moment, with the lockdown and everything, are you still in lockdown? Are you back training, or what's the situation?
So we're actually coming out of lockdown right now. They just released the gate, and, you know, the governor and the CDC, they gave us guidelines and protocols to follow in order for us to train. So we are starting back up with individual, you know, but we still have some social distancing, you know, in effect. But the mere fact that we're able to go back on the field and kick a soccer ball, and, you know, it is amazing, because we haven't done that in 2 months. You know, this pandemic has hit us hard, hit everybody hard. So it's just a good, positive sign that we're able to do what we're doing right now. So we're thankful.
And I suppose working with goalkeepers in particular, it is kind of, in terms of social distancing, it's a good position to be able to, you know, be part of a group.
Yeah. And, you know, and just it's amazing here for me in Austin, in the sense that I'm not just working with goalkeepers. I'm the first assistant, so I also get to coach entire field players. You know, so yeah, you know, and it's something I'm enjoying, as I said to you, man. It's great that, you know, also get to do the goalkeeping side of things, and in this pandemic, you know, the social distance stuff, you know, goalkeepers are probably the one that come out on the top right here, because most of our work tend to be social distancing, you know.
Yeah. Let me take you back a decade then, back to the days when you used to be able to hug your teammates, and Shamrock Rovers came on your horizon. For a lot of Rovers fans, they wouldn't know exactly how you heard about Shamrock Rovers or how the move to Dublin came about.
So the long and short of it, right after I graduated college, you know, I had a really successful college career, and, you know, I went to play PDL. It's called Players Development. It was a summer league right after I finished school, you know, and I just did that in the time being, just to stay in shape and make that transition from school to pro. And my coach at the time knew Michael O'Neill, and my third string goalkeeper at the time went over there and try out, and Michael liked him, but I came on the scene and took that starting spot, and my coach like, hey, there is another goalkeeper here who's equally as good or even better. You should look at him. You know, he's Jamaican international goalkeeper. And Michael like, okay, no problem, fly him over. So I jumped on a plane, and, and I found myself in Tala, right in that beautiful stadium behind you there, and it was for me, it was like a dream just being in Ireland. Cause you have heard so much stories about Ireland, and there's one thing, we always talk about Irish and Jamaicans. We're very similar people, we're very passionate and we're good people. We are working and we speak the truth, so I when I came there, I felt that similarity and I felt that love and joy, man, and it was a thing that, man, I'm gonna try to win a spot here, and thankfully I did, and Mike O'Neill offered me a contract, and it was the best thing that happened to me that year, to be honest.
Isn't it funny the way life can take you in a certain direction? If that coach over there hadn't known Michael O'Neill, you would never have played those Champions League matches. You'd never have played those Europa League games. You'd never have been to Tala.
Never. Well. Maybe in my past life I was there. Like my mom named me Ryan Andre O'Neill Thompson. It's all Irish names, so
absolutely.
Maybe I was there. So it was destiny.
And when you think back to your time here, I know you spoke before about how much of an influence Alan Manus was when you first came to the club. Obviously, he's back now again in his second spell at the club. Everybody I've spoken to about Alan Manus has only good things to say about him.
Loved him. Loved that guy. I love that guy. Again, the first interaction was, "Hey, Ryan, how you doing? How can I help you?" He was the first one, to the house that was staying to pick me up. I came back from practice with him. He'll make me lunch and breakfast. I will do that. We repeat that cycle almost every day. I'm like, man, you don't really find this stuff in America, where another goalkeeper is really looking after another goalkeeper, And for me, I got tremendous respect for him for that, And not only that, he was just a super professional athlete, He will do the right things. He ate well, he trained well, and he helped people around him to get better, soft-spoken, real nice guy, but on the field, he's like a monster. So, I have a lot of respect for him. Lots of respect.
Obviously, he moved on then to St. Johnstone, and you became first-choice keeper. Rovers won the league in 2011, the Setanta Cup as well, and the European adventure started then. And I know everybody who talks to you talks about that unbelievable save in Belgrade that night. But before we talk about that, I'm thinking back to the game in Copenhagen, and you had a couple of saves in that match. There was one header particularly from inside the 6-yard box. You got up and tipped over the bar. Unbelievable.
Yep. Well, you know what? I've made a reputation for myself living in Jamaica, pulling saves off like that. I just never had an opportunity to do it on a big stage as it was, in the Champions League when I played for Rovers. So the mere fact that I got the opportunity to be on that stage, it was just a matter of time before people start seeing that I had that ability, It's something I'm blessed with, that ability to just make those saves. It's like nothing. I did it in Jamaica for youth national team. I did it with the U23s. I did it when I was in college. I just never did it on a big stage. And, that night in Copenhagen was also another, night that I'm very grateful for, playing my first Champions League game and having that performance that I did, grateful. Just years and years of hard work, and and then a lot also goes out to the coaching staff as well, because Tim Dalton at the time, really prepared me. I had a lot of respect for Tim Dalton, Mike O'Neill as well, just the whole tactical aspect of the game, my game grew from that,
First Jamaican to ever play in the Champions League as well, I believe. I mean, that's an amazing accolade to have.
Yeah, well, again, I didn't know any of these things, in my opinion, none of these stuff really, really mattered at the time. But at the end of the game, someone ran over to me like, "Hey, man, you're the first Jamaican." I'm like, "What? I'm like, "Oh, actually, it felt good, So why not? I just embrace it,
And what about that save in Belgrade then? I mean, actually, the first question I'm going to ask you about that is, do you have a picture of that on the wall in the house that you're living in at the moment? And if you don't, you should.
No. I think it was Bobby Best or George Kelly. One of them sent me, I think it was Bobby, sent me a picture of me fully stretched out. I'm like, man, that was unreal. That was unreal. Easily the best save reflex save that I've made.
And of course, in such a big stage as well, kind of added to it in a way.
Yeah. Again, I'm just thankful that I was able to do that and be a part of history, because I know how much that game meant to Ireland in general, the Irish supporters, Shamrock Rovers supporters. You know, I was just grateful, man. I was just grateful because that's something that goes down in history. You know, I was a part of history, but most importantly, it made a lot of people happy that night. And you know, I'm happy I could put smiles on people's face, man. That's my dream in this life, you know.
Obviously, the Europa League group phase then followed, and you played in 4 of the games. You didn't play in the 2 matches against Tottenham, home and away. And I wonder, is that a little regret?
No, you know what? Strange enough, like now that I'm looking at the stadium behind you right now, if you could recall the game against Ruben Kazan when I saved that PK, that double PK save.
Yeah, the penalty.
Yeah, I got up and I started celebrating, and I think it was Dan. Someone pulled my head, and somehow I strained the muscles across my neck, and for weeks I couldn't move at all. So that's how I ended up missing.
I didn't know that. Yeah, a
lot of people didn't know. That's how I ended up missing the Tottenham game, and I was just slow coming off injury. I sat on the bench, but I couldn't really move my upper body at all. Yeah, it was just an injury from the Tottenham game. And then, you know, we had a class goalkeeper in Richard Brush as well, you know. So, you know, I'm just happy he got to play the game. And again, it was a great experience just even being there, you know, playing against like Hurricane, who's now a superstar, you know. Yeah. You know, it was amazing, you know.
And if somebody was to say to you, what's the one outstanding memory you have of your time with Shamrock Rovers, what would it be?
It has to be with the fact that everyone treated me like a family. You know, for me, I'm a big guy when it comes to I'm big in relationships. You know, for me, the game, yes, it's just a soccer ball, but the soccer ball is what connects everybody. You know, it is a vessel, but it allows me in people's home. I remember Sharon Dunn and Sinead and all them, that Paddy Daly. I was literally living with those people, and those people treated me like their son. I have countless Irish friends right now, and I'm proud to say I'm honorably Irish, you know, and when I think about it. So I genuinely value those moments, talking to people, going out for a night to take a point or two, and, you know, go up to throw the trade in the next day.
Don't tell Michael O'Neill.
It was happy. It was happy moment. It was happy moment, and I loved every minute of it. You know, the executives, you know, Roach and Noel Byrne, everybody, man, everybody treated me like, man, I was one of them, and I value that more than even playing on the football field, to be honest. That's what
you have amazing special memories, and I know the Rovers fans have very special memories of you. One of my memories of you actually is how good you were with the kids. You know, when you were coming off after the games and stuff, you stopping to pose for photographs, maybe pre-match or after game. You were always smiling and, you know, encouraging the kids along. That stood out for me, and it was great.
You know what? And the reason, again, my goal is to put joy on people's face. That's my passion. I want to give joy. I want to give, you know, instill trust and all these things. Many years when I was a ball boy against, well, Jamaica played against the United States of America, and I ran for a ball, and I handed the ball to Casey Keller, and Casey Keller put his hand on my head, and all he did, was like, Ryan, he did it to Ryan. He said, "Thank you," and I was the happiest person on the planet. So I wanted to give that joy back to everybody. Every goalkeeper, every outfield player, every soccer player, everybody who was attached to that soccer ball, I want to give that joy back to. So, you know, those are some of the reasons that encouraged me to be like that, you know?
Well, you gave a lot of joy to a lot of people, Ryan, that's for sure. We're out of time, but I want to wish you the very best in Austin there. Stay safe, and hopefully things go really well with Austin Bold. And you know that when things get back to normal, you're always welcome back in Tallaght Stadium. Hopefully we'll see you back here pretty soon, because you are a legend, and it's great chatting with you.
Thank you. The pleasure of mine. Please, you know, I would love to be there soon, and I'm going to be there. I'll take the family there as well. So say hello to everybody for me. Keep on hooping. Respect.
Good man, Ryan. Take care. Talk to you soon. Mind yourself. Cheers. Bye.